So I just want to talk about something that I've been focusing on the last few months. What I'm noticing is that as I walk around, as I'm walking around at work or as I'm walking around anywhere and I'm doing anything, I'm noticing what's happening around me, and I'm also noticing what's happening inside of me. And I'm noticing that it's happening effortlessly, and that what's happening is the only thing that could possibly be happening, because it's what's happening. So for example, earlier on today I was walking along and noticing the sensations inside the body, and there was some pain in the foot and there was some pain in the head, and I was just noticing it, and it was just there, and it was just the sensation inside the body. And what's happening is that there's a recognition that what's happening is absolutely whole and complete and perfect the way it is. And this includes what would normally be considered a struggle. So for example, the other day I went to the bathroom and I was about to pee, and I had this sense of, wow, this is my life. This is what I do. I do this kind of like, this very kind of what could be considered kind of boring thing, right? I come to work and I sit at a computer and I solve problems, and I had this thought, like, what if this is what my life will be like forever? What if this is what I'll do forever? So I had these thoughts, and then I noticed that there was just sensations inside my body, and I just, instead of kind of like trying to figure out how to escape from all of that, I just acknowledged, wow, there's a sensation there, and felt the sensation, noticed the thoughts, and let that be whole, let that be all that's happening, let that be everything. And there's nothing missing in that actual experience right there. There's nothing missing. It's only in the concept that there's some problem in some other time or some other place, that it's the only place problems are. Problems are never real. They're never actually here, because what's happening is what's happening, and it's absolutely fine, you know. And then the other day as well, I was walking back from the car to the elevator in our apartment complex, and as I was walking next to Cindy, my wife Cindy, and there was a feeling of, this really strong feeling of kind of like emotional, trying to remember what it seemed like. It seemed like a kind of hopelessness, like a feeling of depression, like a feeling of hopelessness, like, oh, my life is hopeless or something. And instead of believing that thought, I just decided to pay attention to what was everything that was happening. And there was kind of these kind of thoughts like, my life is hopeless or meaningless or whatever. And then also there was this feeling, the sensations in the body. And as I paid attention to those, I realized, oh, this is what you would normally consider grief. There was actually grief that was appearing. And as I allowed that grief to be what it was, then the tears could start to come. And then the body could start to release and do what it was trying to do, but which it was being prevented from doing by this idea that there's somebody here that has to manage what's happening and control and change something for now and also going into the future. So I just wanted to share with you this process I've been going through, and how it's very fulfilling and satisfying. It's like a game that I can play at any time, anywhere, in any situation. And it's a game that I keep playing, and I keep finding that it's a game that can be won, but it's not. It's always won. You always win, but there's no one that's actually winning. What's being recognized is just that what's happening is whole and complete and perfect and always sufficient. And there's never actually a problem apart from, in concept, there's some kind of a potential problem somewhere else or some other time or some other place. I hope this has been interesting or helpful for you, and I'll see you in another video.